I'm back with Jupiter in Sagittarius. And what do you know? Jupiter in Sagittarius. What I feel like with this, I feel like Jupiter is really, really, really comfortable here. Jupiter loves being in Sagittarius. This is his home sign. So, a person that has Jupiter in Sagittarius is a naturally wise person. Now, I'm going to tell you this because this is the disclaimer. I haven't got to any of this yet. I have not got to my focal point of the houses. And so it depends on what house. Remember, I told you guys. Oh, maybe I didn't tell you guys, but I said it in my videos. It depends on what house the planet falls in. Okay. Now, Jupiter in Sagittarius is at home in its sign. It loves being in Sagittarius. It is very powerful here. People with Jupiter and Sagittarius are very intelligent. I should say wise, highly influential people. Okay. I want to say that you guys are more minister. You're like ministers. You can be motivational speakers, pastors, executive types, like things big or in large quantities. Depending on what house it's in, you could be hard to satisfy or hard to please because you're going to want the best of the best. And you're going to love education. Could be very big on school education. If it's not the traditional school education, it could just be your particular belief system, the pastoral. They love to explore, whether it's on their internet, in the comfort of their own home, or if they're traveling. You would love to travel and learn, travel and experiment. You don't want to just take advice from anybody either. As a matter of fact, sometimes it can be hard to give you advice because it's a lot that you know, and you feel like you know, and you don't like to be told what to do or controlled with what it is that you're trying to do, what it is that you're trying to learn. You need that freedom to not be trapped in. Okay. So with that being said, you are going to want to get your information from the best source. Okay. So if you were younger, if your parent was trying to tell you something, right? And you were just like, I'm just not completely sold on what it is that she's trying to tell me or what it is that he's trying to tell me. You will go and you will try to find the information through other sources, whether you're looking it up, whether you're going to ask somebody else that you feel like may know more about what it is that you're trying to find out, whatever the case may be. But this is all for good measure, because later on in life, or anytime, because it depends on whether your Jupiter is retrograde or not. Retrograde will probably be later on in life that you start to use it to minister to others or help others, or get to that executive place, just depending on where it's placed and everything. And this is all because you're going to hold a lot of your information inside. Okay. And you finally get to the point of where you feel like, man, bingo, I get it. I can use this to help other people. I can really use this to do more things with. Even with your education, sometimes if you have Jupiter retrograde in Sagittarius, or just Jupiter retrograde period, you might do your education later in life, depending on what house is in the sign. Jupiter in Sagittarius retrograde is no different. But however, education is big for you. But like I said, it's because you're going to pay it forward. Like, you can be an extremely good teacher. Like, if it's something that you go for and you believe in, you could literally crusade for that. You can, like, it had to be Jupiter and Sagittarius that was like the Christian Crusaders, or like that would fight till the death to spread around what they believe in, or to teach it to others, really. You know, now you have the internet. Back then you had to be on foot or, you know, traveling the seas. But what I mean by that is that you go hard and strong for whatever it is that you believe in. And you can spend a lot of your earlier years developing that. And that is how, when you get older, you feel so sure of what it is that you know. You have to really be careful with this placement, not to push things off on other people that maybe is more of your opinion, your view, or your experience. It doesn't make your experience, your view, or your opinion wrong, but you have to be open sometimes to see another person's perspective. Now, if you can easily start a church. You can easily start a group. You can easily start anything, because people that are like-minded with you, or they're interested in the topic that you're talking about, or in the information you have, oh my God, they will see you literally as God, heaven sent. And you can also be you can receive a lot of blessings and a lot of luck in your life. Okay. Even through hardships. But like, if this was Jupiter and Sagittarius in the 12th house, you may be completely delusional to those blessings and not see it as that and take it for advantage, you know. But they're blessings. They're looking, it's like other people will be so happy to get this, you know. So you could get lucky, you could receive blessings and triumphs, dominate the area where you have Jupiter and Sagittarius in the house in your chart. Okay. Dominate that area very easy. And people can look to you to lead them or to guide them. For some of you guys, you absolutely love it. For others of you, it can get on your freaking nerves. All right. But you can definitely become an executive high in your field. Get your own office. You know, be at the top of the game. Because Jupiter will see to it. If you are willing to pursue your education, if you are willing to learn, if you are willing to expand, because it's about expansion, you can get there. Okay. Just be careful. Just understand the difference between expanding and then overindulging. Okay. Very influential people. People look at you, and when you talk and when you interact with them, like, wow, this is somebody. Like, you can have a very lucky life, you know, especially, it's like, even if you don't see it as luck, it'll be situations you can get yourself in that you get yourself out of magically, or some kind of way you do, and other people where they would have went and served time, or where the professor wouldn't have gave them any more chances, or to where their luck ran out. It's like yours can keep going and can keep going, but sometimes you guys may not even understand that. More than anything, you look for the higher perspective, though. You know, you do want to look at the positive side of life. Or if it's not that you get delusional, it's not that. It'll be like, man, you know what, though? I could do better the next time. I definitely will do better the next time. And that's what keeps you going. That's what keeps you going. Now, if you are a female, then or your husband, if you have Jupiter and Sagittarius, your husband will be all these things. Your husband will be like the executive type. Your husband can be a preacher or a pastor, a minister. Your husband can have people that come, and whether they're friends, associates, or whatever, and they come to hear his advice. You know, he can be, even when it comes to his opinion or his view or perspective, he can be dominating with that. He can be a dominating force in your life. So it depends on whether you agree with what he's saying or not. Because if you don't, it could be hard making him see your side of a situation. It could just be like, well, he could be like, well, I feel like you should follow this or that because I know better, because I actually have experience in this. I know what I'm talking about. And you could just be like, well, just see my side of perspective. That's all I'm saying. You know, so that could be like a dominating force. And I can go real deep into the negative as well. Because if you start being too dominating, it could just be aggressive. It could be, you know, to the point of where it's like no wiggle room. But all in all, your husband can be, like if this is Jupiter Sagittarius in the 10th house, your husband can be like a high executive person or a person that can get to that point, reach that point. And when it comes to some type of foundation, corporation they built, branding something, branding a company, branding just anything in general, or seeing that way to the public. But if you move it out of the 10th house, that's just an example. It's still, your husband could be seen as someone in a high position or high in, just in their persona, who they are. And like I said, it could be around amongst the people that they dwell amongst, including their family structure with you. So the husband is going to be dominated, but I will say this. The husband will also give a very big amount of large amount of freedom to the wife. You know, because when I'm saying that where they become dominating is just like to what they're like, what they say is their perspective a lot of times, you know, but they can give free range. Like they can let their wife be, who they want to be, you know, opinionated, but still they'll give you the advantage to go get your education. Like, yes, be intelligent. That matters. You know, they're not just looking for a woman that's just going to sit around and say, oh, I'm a woman, do everything for me. Like I'm talking about in the sense of they don't really like women that are not intelligent. They want you to learn. They want you to, you know, broaden your horizon. Okay. For the most part, unless there's some type of negative aspects, you have to keep this in mind. This is just very general. They also may be like a, you know, their wiggle room as well. So they may not want you telling them what to do. They may not want you controlling them. They may like their freedom or space. They you know, they don't want anyone imposing any type of limitations on them as well. But they're highly influential. They could be the executive type. If they're not, they can make it there. But they could just be highly influential amongst their family and the people that surround them as well. You know, their husband, a woman with this husband could be really lucky in life. Like she can get lucky through her marriage to her husband. Lucky with finances. Well, if he's an executive or top of his game and he's making the money, then you can benefit from the money, you know. Or if what he's saying really is true and he is influential, then there you go. There go your contacts to have what you want to have happen through him. But some type of way that luck or those blessings are transferred through to the wife. All right. So this has been Jupiter in Sagittarius. I'm Butterfly to Light. Like, share, and subscribe because I will be back.